It's 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm recording this video, so please try to ignore my hairstyle and my voice as well. So, the Supergirl trailer just dropped, and we need to talk about it because this is not what anyone was expecting. If you thought this was going to be a Superman with a skirt, you were wrong. If you thought this was going to be a bright and colorful and safe, you are very wrong. This trailer is telling us exactly what James Gunn meant when he said Supergirl is the antithesis to Superman. This is the refugee story, this is the broken hero, and honestly, this might be the most interesting thing that DCU has shown us so far. Let me break down this whole trailer shot by shot because there's so much to pack in the 2 minutes trailer. And I think you probably missed a lot of details, and the details matter here. So the trailer opens with the most perfect shot to set the tone. We see Crypto the super dog peeing on a newspaper, and not just any newspaper, it's the Daily Planet. And if you look closely at the front page, there's a huge headline about Superman stopping a nuclear reactor explosion. Big heroic stuff. World saving stakes, and then off to the side there's this tiny little article about Supergirl rescuing cats. That's it, cats. While her cousin is saving the world, she's doing some cute job and Crypto is literally pissing on it. That one shot tells you everything you need to know about where Supergirl is mentally. She's got the same powers as Superman, she's from the same planet as Superman, she wears the same symbol as Superman. But the world sees her as lesser, as the B team, as someone secondary. The setting of this opening is really important too. We are in this cluttered, dimly lit apartment. There are empty bottles everywhere. It's depressing, it's messy, and if you have read the comic, you know exactly what those bottles mean. Kara is drinking to forget. She's using alcohol to numb the memories of watching her entire world die, and that's a massive departure from anything we have seen with Superman. Clark has the Fortress of Solitude, this elite crystal palace. Kara has a dirty apartment with these empty bottles. This contrast is intentional. Then we get this amazing sequence on what the director called the space bus, and Kara is going to board this beat up interstellar transport. Her costume in these early shots is key. I mean, she's not wearing the suit, she's in a leather flight jacket with combat boots and goggles. This is the drifter look pulled directly from the comics. She doesn't want to be Supergirl, she wants to disappear, and that tells you where her head is. She's running from the identity, from the legacy, and from the expectations. Now we get to the bar fight, and this is where things get really interesting. The bar is on a planet which has a red sun, and under a red sun, Kryptonians lose their powers. They are effectively human, and Kara seeks out these places on purpose because under a yellow sun, her metabolism is so fast that alcohol doesn't affect her. And this was addressed in the Superman movie as well.
She likes to go and party on other planets. Planets with red suns. Oh. Because of our metabolism, you can't get drunk on a planet with a yellow sun.
She literally has to depower herself just to get drunk. She is making herself vulnerable to escape the pain. Now this is not hero behavior, this is self-destruction. And then the fight breaks out in the bar. Now this is a woman who was trained in combat on Krypton. She knows how to fight without powers, and the brutality of it is shocking compared to Superman. Clark would never fight like this. He tried to de-escalate, he'd pull his punches. Kara is going for the throat. Now the trailer keeps cutting back to flashbacks of Krypton, and this is where the trauma becomes visual. We see teenage Kara witnessing the destruction of her planet. But here's the key detail. There's a massive energy dome protecting a chunk of the planet. That's Argo City. This is the floating fragment where Kara survived for 14 years after Krypton exploded. This fragile bubble of safety in the middle of an apocalypse. And you realize just how dangerous her survival was. She watched her world die in slow motion. Now a lot of people died around Kara. She remembers their faces, their voices. She lost something concrete, something personal, and that difference in trauma is what separates her from Superman. Then we meet Ruthie. She is this young alien girl carrying a massive sword on her back, and in the lore, that sword was used by the villain to murder her father. She's holding the weapon that killed him. That's a visual representation of trauma, of carrying the weight of loss, and the trailer makes it clear that Ruthie is a mirror of Kara. She's a kid forced to grow up too fast by violence, just like Kara was. There's this great exchange where Ruthie asks Kara, what was it like to lose everything in a day? And Kara responds, Krypton didn't die in a day. That line is so important because it corrects the myth. Clark thinks Krypton exploded and that was it. But Kara knows the truth. Argo City survived for years. She watched society collapse. She watched resources run out. She watched people give up hope. It wasn't a quick death, it was slow and agonizing. And that's why she is so broken. Also, we get our first look at Krem, and this is a massive departure from the comic. In the source material, Krem is just a regular guy, a petty criminal, an archer. But in this movie, they have turned him to a kind of a monster. He looks genuinely terrifying, and that redesign makes sense for a movie. You need a visual threat, you need someone who looks as dangerous as they are. Krem is meant to show how normal and ordinary evil can look. How violence can come from nowhere without any reason. But in a movie, you have to show that idea visually, so they made him look more monstrous to make it a bit clear on the screen. We also see shots of Kara fighting these armored soldiers on a spaceship. Those are the brigands, a pirate crew from the comic. They are heavily armed, organized, they are giving Kara a real fight. This isn't a cakewalk. She's outnumbered, she's in danger, and that raises the stakes in a way that Superman movie often struggle with because he's so overpowered. In the comics, this pirate crew brigands, they are kind of genocidal. They kill people, they kill culture, they kill communities just for fun. Okay, then there's the moment everyone is freaking out about. Jason Momoa as Lobo. It's literally 1 second. He's walking down a dark corridor smoking a cigar, but the design is perfect. Chalk white skin, long hair, leather vest, heavy biker aesthetic. It's comic accurate in the best way. And Lobo wasn't even in the original comic run. Tom King wanted him in the story, but he got cut. James Gunn is restoring that original vision, and Lobo is the perfect wild card for this movie. He's a mercenary, a bounty hunter, someone who operates in the moral grey areas of the galaxy. He's meant to contrast both the characters. He highlights Kara's cynical side and Ruthie's innocent side. And honestly, if this movie does well, we are 100% getting a Lobo spin-off because that casting is too good to waste. Okay, let's talk about the tone for a second because this is where the movie is making a statement. The trailer is set to Blondie's Call Me, which is this kinetic, rebellious punk rock song. And that's the energy the director is going for. This isn't a traditional superhero movie. It's a space western. It's a road trip movie. It's true grit and space. The tagline on the poster is truth, justice, whatever. And that whatever is doing so much work. It's not about a teenager who's angry. It's a philosophical rejection of the heroism that Superman represents. Kara has seen the truth of the universe. It's cruel, it's random, it's unfair. She values justice because it's tangible. She'll help Ruthie get revenge because that's something real. But the patriotic duty, the hope and optimism, whatever, she's not interested. There's this line in the trailer where Kara says, he sees the good in everyone, I see the truth. And that perfectly captures the difference between her and Clark. Superman's optimism is a choice he makes from a place of privilege. He had a safe childhood, loving parents, a home. Kara's cynicism is a survival trait which is developed through trauma. She knows what the universe is really like, and the narrative arc of the DCU is probably going to be about these two perspectives colliding and eventually finding balance. Now let's talk about what this movie is setting up for the larger DCU. First, the fact that Argo City survived under the dome is huge. In classic Superman lore, Brainiac is the villain who shrinks and bottles cities, like Argo. By establishing that a Kryptonian city survived, they are laying the groundwork for Brainiac to show up. And guess what movie is coming in 2027? Superman Man of Tomorrow. And the villain for that movie is heavily rumored to be Brainiac. It gives Clark a personal reason to care. It forces him to face his own heritage in a way he never really had to before. Second, this movie is opening up the cosmic side of the DCU. Superman was Earthbound, Metropolis, the Daily Planet, small town heroics on a global scale. Supergirl is a space opera. Multiple alien worlds, different cultures, interstellar travel, the mechanics of the galaxy. This is the movie that lets the DCU go full sci-fi. And that's going to be essential when they eventually introduce the Green Lanterns or do a Justice League movie with cosmic threats. Okay, one thing that I noticed is that the trailer looks a bit muddier than the comic. What I mean is the comic is incredibly vibrant, almost dreamlike. The trailer has more of that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. It's grittier, and honestly I think that's on purpose. This is a movie about a refugee surviving in a hostile universe. It shouldn't look clean, it should look rough. Okay, there's also a sad moment in the trailer where Kara is petting Crypto and he looks injured. In the comic, Crypto gets shot by Krem early on with the poison arrow. And that's what sets the whole quest in motion. The trailer seems to be following the same beat. Crypto will be out of action for a big part of the movie, which takes away Kara's only link to her home, her only family. Because of that, she's pushed to get closer to Ruthie. It makes the personal stakes stronger and makes her revenge journey feel justified. Okay, so here's the thing. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is not a spin-off. It's not a side story. It's a crucial piece of the DCU puzzle. It's the movie that shows us the cost of being a hero. It's the movie that explores trauma and survival and what happens when you lose everything but still have to keep going. Superman is a hero we want to be. Supergirl is the hero we are, and that's why this movie matters. Supergirl is not a perfect hero, and honestly, that's exactly what the DCU needs. We don't need another perfect superhero. We need someone real, someone broken, someone who chooses to be good, even when the universe has given them every reason not to be.